opening it and closing it. I gotta put this around. Every day I have the same trouble putting this. There we go. I don't know. All right. I didn't even think about it. Oh, the other one is the little that kind. It's in the car. Man. We have to sit it on. It's on the charger, so it can't stand up. The one in mine. Yeah, that one's in the car. But it ain't gonna sit. This part right here is not going. It's not gonna sit. Yeah. Oh yeah, but you can't live this way. It's gonna keep telling you. You can only live this way. You can't. Yeah. So no, I'm gonna have to hold it. There's no way around it. I ain't upset about it or nothing. You know, once I get to going, it'd be nice to. Okay, so while they're loading, let me get back in here. Okay, I'm gonna share with y'all the topic at hand. I made a post. I swear to you guys, I was not gonna discuss this topic or even have a conversation about it until my podcast tonight, because it actually made me feel like it was worth waiting to have in the discussion. But after reading one of the comments, this one comment changed my whole thought. And I said, no, we're talking about this early. I can't wait. Because it's a good comment. Now, if you haven't seen the post, you haven't seen the comments, that's fine. I'm going to read the post, and then I'm going to read the comment before getting into the discussion so that you can know exactly where the stem root of this conversation comes from. The post that I made was... Every time I move this fast, I don't find it. Okay, this was the post. The post says, so tell me again, what makes a man valuable in today's society? Now, basically it was like it was a bait status. So I made the status because I wanted everybody to come in and just communicate on the status. And I was going to take some of the answers from the status and utilize them myself for different reasons, right? But this particular response made me have to be like, no, we got to have a discussion about it, because it rubbed me wrong. It rubbed me wrong because it proved what I've already been saying. But then what he said, I understand. So it just has to be dissected, read, and discussed. Okay, this is what one man's response was to that question. He said, nothing at this point. As a man, I came to learn I am supposed to give everyone everything when they want it, how they want it. I can't complain, be sad, be mad, feel down, nothing. I have to be perfect while the world tells me I am not. I will never be loved unconditionally. I have to provide something, whether it's financially, physically, spiritually, or emotionally. I can lose my wife if I don't show up in one of those aspects. My kids will never love me as much as they do their mother. I, a man, am here to provide service, take care of myself and God. Now, I can respect, because that's how it's a lot of men that feel like that, right? I can full on respect his response as a man, because I get why he feels like that if other people have made him feel like that. What made me want to come and have the discussion is when he said, I will never be loved unconditionally. I have to provide something. The reason I want to bring that up is because I want to understand what unconditional love means and is to others, number one. Because I feel like men feel like they aren't loved unconditionally, but I don't think that men realize women aren't loved until we provide the condition, which is some pussy. Women aren't being loved for just who we are out of the gate. Women aren't being loved for what we can do. Women aren't being loved for how we are or who we are. We are also being loved for what we can do. First thing that a man will say, oh, well, she ain't cooking, she ain't putting out, she ain't doing this. So when we as a culture have stopped loving each other unconditionally. It doesn't fall just on the man. Then he said, whether it's financially, physically, spiritually, or emotionally. Now, I agree, because as a woman, we want you to fulfill our needs, which are financially, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. But men are also still not showing us when we can feel comfortable in our safe place to show just that without having sex. So if men are feeling like they can only be loved if they're providing something, we as women feel the same way. If we're not providing you no pussy, you're not going to love us. If you're not providing us no financial background, no emotional background or stability, we don't love you. So I want to understand as a, and am I wrong? I want to know, because you're, this is a real thing. I'm not biasing, because I do agree with him, but I also want to make sure that men that agree with him are also aware that that's the same thing for us as women. And the reason that I know this is because I've talked about this with other people before. There are a large amount of women on the earth that literally are sleeping with men in hopes that they love us, in hopes that they will provide for us, in hopes that they will even stick around. Meanwhile, men aren't necessarily having that mindset. Then you have men like this guy that feel like, I have to buy you things in hopes you're going to love me. I have to talk to you in the format of that you deserve in hopes that you will love me. So if we all clearly are having to barter, the question still remains, what is unconditional love? I want to know. Because everyone on this earth at this point in my life and what I'm viewing, love comes with a condition. And the only way you're going to love is if the condition is met. And if the condition goes away, so does the love. So what is unconditional love? Because no one has it anymore. We don't have it for our family. Our family don't have it for us. So of course that means we're not being taught it. We're not sharing it with others. Others aren't sharing it with us. So that means we're losing reciprocation. So if we're not being shown it, we're not seeing it, and we're not dwelling in it, what is it? We don't know what it is. The whole point of me asking what a valuable man was in today's society is because what I used to value as a man is no longer being valued as a man in today's society. So it isn't what's a valuable man, it's what's one in today's society. In the 60s, a valuable man was a man that got out, worked, and brought home the bacon. It seemed like that was all the fuck he had to do. Nothing else. Now it seems like he needs to be able to do this and this, have a rapper's career, be an entrepreneur. Like, I don't know, like they're saying on the status, it's so many different things. But I still disagree. If you think about it, a valuable man is still the man that's going to provide you with what he's saying. But no one's loving him for it. But my issue is, like a man said on another podcast I was watching this morning, it is a large amount of women getting out here and procreating with men that already have kids, but then complaining that it's only these type of men doing stuff. Meanwhile, we're not getting out here with men that don't have kids and learning something different. But my complaint was the men that don't have kids are calling women like myself with kids damaged goods. So clearly we were good enough to make kids with this other man, but not good enough to give you a kid. But we've surely already proven how good we are because we made a kid. Now, no, this is not to say that every woman that can make a kid is a good woman. But what I'm getting at is, if clearly we've been great enough to be made kids by all of these men, and there are large amounts of women on the earth without kids, ain't nobody checking for them, why is it that nobody's saying nothing about that? It's a double standard, and I'm tired of that. So you're not going to make it seem like, well, it's a whole bunch of men that y'all could be out here getting with that ain't got no kids. Because there's also a whole bunch of motherfucking women out here that y'all can get with that ain't got no kids. And men ain't checking for them. I'm literally hearing men say, oh, she ain't got no kids by now, I don't want her. But us as women want men without kids so we don't got to deal with baby mama drama. And the men are like, oh, hell no, not about to take care of nobody else's kids. So how does this, how are we meeting in the middle when ain't nobody willing to meet in the middle? How come men are coming and standing up for themselves and saying we are tired of not being appreciated, but y'all also don't want to take accountability for why the fuck we don't appreciate you? Women are taking accountability for why we are who we are, how we are, and we're changing it. But men aren't doing anything to change themselves and then bitching to us about how we're treating you. Then you have women like myself that are willing to work with you, on you, and you don't want no help. So if we're all sinners that are saved by grace, we're all falling short of the kingdom, but you don't want my help as your helpmate, because that's what women were created for. So that means when I meet you, no, you ain't gonna all the way be together, boo, and I'm okay with that because I'm here to help you. But if you don't want my help, you want me around, don't want my assistance, don't want my say, don't want anything I have, then here I am, because this is my favorite. I have to get back to this. You want me to let you lead. The leaders don't want the women that need a little bit of help on the inside. So the women that need a little bit of help should talk to the men that need a little bit of help. The men that need a little bit of help don't want to talk to the women that need a little bit of help. But the men that are whole don't want the women that need a little bit of help. The women that are whole don't want the niggas that need a little bit of help. But the women that are whole are too much for the men that are whole. You hear the problem? So what the fuck are we doing out here? A whole large group of a bunch of mess. Because if I'm here to help you and you don't want my help, I'm still alone. If you need help and ain't trying to get it, you're alone. If you're strong, but you have no one, you're alone. If you're strong and don't want no one, you're alone. So it's quickly easy for somebody to quickly want to stop talking to a person when they hear somebody be like, oh, well, you don't benefit me or you can't provide for me. But no one's also wanting to sit down and have the conversations of what the provide is. Because my friend right here's provide is not the same as my provide. What benefits her don't benefit me. Now, if you was just talking to her and then you hear me here benefit, but it's a trigger word because her benefits were a bit much for you, that you're not even mature enough to sit down and have a conversation with me to hear what my benefits are, then you are the problem. If you've been through so much with your last person that as soon as you hear certain words, it red flags you haven't healed from your last person. So you need to mature enough to go take a fucking seat until you're ready for your next person. Because we are all damn near the same, right? So chances are you're going to say the word communicate. And so am I. It ain't like you got a different word for the word communicate. So if I say communicate and it trigger you, maybe you need to go heal. So when she fucking says it doesn't hurt your feelings. Because when she says it shouldn't bother you because you should be healed. Even if the last motherfucker didn't know how to communicate with you. We're not even healing. And we're just ready to get on out here and start all anew, start afresh, get on out here and take all our burdens and hardships and fucked up frustrations to the next person. And then bitch at them for not loving us properly when we ain't loving us, don't know how to love us. And all we can do is show them how to love us. And we have no examples. And then it goes back into what he said. We're not loving unconditionally. Everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody love got a condition. I don't care. And I've seen it and I'm living it. Because I will meet you and love you instantly. Motherfucker will come out their mouth. Damn, how you already love me? You don't even know me. Because I love you. How is this a sin? How is this understood? How are you misunderstanding it? The easiest thing you can do on this earth is love somebody. That's some real shit. It takes nothing to love a person. Love is an action. If I hand you a napkin because you sneezed, I just loved on you. Y'all put so much work, so much hardship on something so plentiful, so bountiful, something that requires a bare minimum. I love on my friend each day just by checking in to make sure she's okay. It don't require nothing. Some of y'all are friends with people that y'all could just share a post to them. That's a small bout of love. Don't cost shit, nothing. But instead, you want to be like, oh, she don't share my shit. Boom, your love right there. What is that? It's obligated, ain't it? That right there. She didn't share mine. So you can't love her because she didn't love you. But if you love don't even require a motherfucker to love you back. This is why we need to have the discussion about love. This is why we want to love before we have sex. I be having this discussion with men. And this is just for you as a man. This is not belittling a man or nothing. As a man, you are wanting to have sex with a woman. If a woman's sex is better when she's in love with you, intertwined with you, we literally are made for y'all. When we twerking and all this shit that I'm learning and all this shit, it's for you. To do all of this clown shit is for you. Uplift you. Build you up. Be everything you need, right? Our sex is the best for you when we love you. So how does it make sense to tell me I don't even know if I'm going to want to deal with you until I know your sex is good? You ain't going to know my sex is good until I've dealt with you. Makes sense? So that's why I'm saying, like, nobody is understanding or wanting to understand or having an understanding of anything that is making any sense, because those small feats are that. Everybody know you can have sex with somebody in the beginning, but what, after a few months of being in a relationship, it becomes bond. It starts being amazing. Why? Because y'all intertwined. Y'all done went through a few things together. Y'all done had some misunderstandings and re-understandings. Everybody know makeup sex is the best. After y'all done funked, hello, a good sex session after a funk session is amazing. So if y'all don't have no understanding, no mental connection, the sex is basic. It's literally just sex. That's why there's sex. There's fucking, and then there's making love. I can't understand how a man can tell me that he can make love to me without being in love with me. I'll never understand that. And a man has said that. Well, I may have made love to you, and maybe you thought that I loved you. How does that work? How do you make love to my entire body and not love my soul, spirit, and everything that's within me? So that means that we were two corpses intertwined. That's not what sex is about. So if you got one of the better parts of a relationship being experimented with before we even get to the better part of our relationship, we failed before we even got where we was fucking going. Destination failed. Let me drink some water. Me personally, I've been on this, for the last few weeks. I've just been really frustrated with my own life, my emotional state, my being, because this might come out really crazy, but I'm just saying. I feel like when I meet the person for me, I feel like they gonna be so goddamn excited that have met me like I am. Oh, it ain't gonna be nothing gonna stop us from getting to each other. So even if you're far away, like how I'm here, let's say that motherfucker in Canada, we get to talking, so y'all can say that this don't make sense, but I know that I've talked to people that were meant to be together, and it made sense, so this is how I know it's a real thing. It ain't gonna be nothing gonna stop us from getting to each other. I don't care. And it's gonna be because of the strength that we feel from within. Not something we have to sit up and watch a bunch of movies to build. None of that shit. It's gonna be there. That whole find your person shit, that's a real thing. And unfortunately, I feel like we have become too accustomed to talking to people and letting them guilt trip us into being what they need, even though they've been nothing we've needed. Can you imagine you talking to somebody and you just, all the while you're talking to them, you noticing the red flags, but they're just like, oh, well, no, give it time. Or we just started talking. Meanwhile, you talk to people and in 2 days, they've given you more than a motherfucker's given you in 7 months. So if in them 2 days, I have the memory of that, but now I've talked to you for 4 weeks and all we've done is argued or whatever the case may be, you can't make me feel like what I'm desiring is a ill desire when I've experienced remnants of it or glimpses or I've gotten examples or small samples. Like they say, like you get good relationships that can lead up to what you enjoy. So as I've been going on this spiritual journey and changing my mindset, changing my thought, I have started to attract a different caliber, right? And what I've noticed is the caliber is slowly, gradually added to the small list of things that I've wanted. I still ain't there, but that does not mean, okay, so mind you, I love how everybody keep bringing up how I brought up that I had a list of 10 things. I had so many DMs. I can't believe you have 10 requirements. That's how I know men are so narrow-minded that you need a woman that's detail-oriented to help you dissect your dumb shit. But anyway, at the end of the day, the woman's, what was I, Lord have mercy. Oh, the list that I was making was just examples. But for example, again, what I'm getting at is regardless of what my requirements are and my desires, if I'm talking to people and they're meeting some of them, but it's making me feel like I'm getting closer to someone that's going to meet all of them, you dang right I'm not about to settle and stand here at this moment. Y'all miss settle. When a person settles, that's supposedly a good thing. And we've ruined the statement settle because too many people are doing it wrong, which made it sound fucked up. So let's go and pretend we're pilgrims again, right? Remember pilgrimage bullshit? Okay, the pilgrims settled where they found a good spot. So that means they liked it. They found it to be a good habitat, habitable. I don't know if that's a word or not. That don't even sound like it makes sense, but it looked good, so they settled there. So that means when you go find a person that is who you want to be with and everything that you desire and you don't want nobody else, you've settled. That's a good thing. People are settling for less than their standard. That's the fucking problem. We all have standards and people aren't meeting them and we're settling with them. And then Think about it. If you are dealing with a person that met all your standards, you wouldn't feel no issue with settling with them. You'd never feel the need to cheat on them. Nothing about you would change on them because they are everything you've ever wanted. But if you got four standards and they meet 2, but you keep working next to a motherfucker that meets all 4, it's gonna be real hard to keep sticking to your 2. And you can pretend like that shit's not real, but it is. Because a lot of people that are married, the average man, when he finds a woman, it's because she was everything he wanted, not some of that shit. That's the reason why you be like, damn, he went and married her and I couldn't get shit up out of him. Because you weren't everything he wanted. You should be happy about that. Because he could have married you and cheated on you with everything he fucking wanted, which wasn't your ass. Miss King, can you stand up? Your dress looks like one I have. Okay. And my friend coming out in the dress. Period. They told me to show my dress. Dresses. Period. This shit over. Period. And she cute. And we cute. I'm out here in the sun. I'm doing this because fat mama be getting hot. You gotta fan her off.
Oh, okay.
Shit, I'm talking about little fat mama. Yeah, she getting hot. So then I can shake the dress and fan her off. Shit, she already cooped up down there with getting no attention. She can't be cooking too. Hell.
I see the sun, but
oh, here, you want to move over here? You know I like this.
Oh,
Is that your foot?
Yeah, that was my foot frame. That's my foot frame. It's not right.
You okay?
This thing I put my slides on.
Yeah, damn. Oh, it was the Nike part?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. You know I'm sitting this thing. I got you.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to take this.
We at risk. All right, now, sis, talk about it. Very beautiful. Thank you. Hey, y'all know about Fat Mama. Don't for real. Shit. That little cooter be dead down there now. It's hot as hell. I be sitting with my legs crossed and shit. She be down there cussing me out. Like, hey, now. Hell. Open it up. Hell is going on? Digging your abstract dress. Thank you. And I ordered this dress off Amazon. So if you'd like to go on Amazon, what you'll want to do is type in, what was we looking for? Because we wasn't looking for this that day.
We wasn't.
We was looking for, was it oversized? It was your shirt dress. Type in oversized shirt dress, and somehow this shit popped up. And I clicked on it and bought it. I got that same dress. Yep, period. Yep, ain't nothing wrong with it. I like this dress too. That mug do it, girl. You a whole vibe right now. Yes, I really wanted to talk about that because that's a real topic for everyone. And it's not, what can you do? What can you do? I'm gonna sit it down. It's easier for me to talk to y'all with it down here, honestly. Okay, it's not so much of a question of what you can do for me or what I can do for you. It's a question of what is love to you and what is unconditional love for you. And then also, so y'all remember when everybody was in the swing of things, because this was a thing, like we was all doing it when everybody was taking the love language test, because everybody wanted to figure out their love language. Somehow we stopped doing that, and something that is big to me that is important that we need to discuss in relationships is the love for the other person. People love people the way they know how to love or how they want to be loved, but they don't love the person how they need to be loved. For example, let's say you go buy a dog. Now, you know that when you go and get your dog, how you wash your daughter is not how you gonna wash your dog. How you wash your daughter, feed your daughter is not how you feed your dog. You have to treat people accordingly and in love. So if you have this person that needs to be loved this way, it is your obligation when you took them into your life to love them the way they need to be loved. And not, I'm doing the best I can. And if you can't love them the way that they need to be loved, this is why we discuss what we need in the beginning. Let them go. Don't hold on to them. Tell them, oh, well, I can do it. No, damn that. Because the minute that you got to overwork who you are, you really are undercutting yourself in your life. Think about it. Now you're over here going above and beyond for someone, stressing yourself out. So then in the long term, you end up resenting them for having to go and do shit you didn't really want to do when you could just go deal with someone that's going to like you for how you are. This is not to say don't grow, But I'm not saying to go out here and change everything about you to fit the needs of someone else. Because once you go and put that hat on, you're going to be pissed the longer you got to keep wearing that hat. Every time we go and we are a character for someone else, after a while, we get tired of being that character. Then what do you hear people say? I'm just not even myself anymore. I looked up one day and I didn't even recognize who the fuck I was. Because you spend so much time not being who you are for this other person. Now you mad at them. Mind you, though, this person never asked you to be that person. So now, here I am sitting here. You were this fake motherfucker. I've been loving it, living my life. Now, all of a sudden, a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde done hit. I don't know who the fuck this person is, and they're mad. And they're like, because of you, I'm this, and I'm this, and I'm this. And I'm like, well, I didn't even fucking ask you to do this, be this, do none of that. When in reality, we could have talked about it in the beginning. You could be like, well, I'm not going to lie. I do this and I do this. And we could compromise. We can come to an agreement. Too many people want to go with the flow. Everybody flow ain't the fucking same. So yeah, you like, oh, well, I'll just go with the flow. Okay, well, if I'm flowing down the Nile motherfucking river and your ass is floating into an ocean that's headed towards a waterfall, our flows ain't gonna be the same. Because, baby, I'm moving like this and you about to drop the fuck off. And because we never discussed our flows, this is why I'm gonna always stress communication. Talk. Open your fucking mouth. Fine, watch a movie. Pause that motherfucker and start talking about it. You ever watch something with yourself, but then watch it again with somebody else, and then they make a comment at a part that you didn't even think about? That's a moment to pause the movie and be like, oh, let's talk about this. People's perspectives, walks of life, outlooks are so different based off of so many different things. And because we feel like, oh, well, you're in our age bracket, so we the same. Or, oh, you grew up around here, so we the same. Oh, fuck no. That's not the case at all. So you and this other motherfucker can both be walking around 33 years of age. But that does not mean that they endured 33 years of the same shit that you endured. Especially if they're into different things. I'm into comedy. If you watched all the genres, chances are when we watching a movie, you're going to be like, oh, well, this, and this happened on another movie. I ain't going to know shit about that. Now I'm going to want to go watch the movie. You don't get to assume I've seen the shit just because you have. You don't get to be upset I haven't seen it. Like, it's levels to everything. And if you fucking communicate about it, then you can understand that. Ain't nothing you ever be hearing people be together and then we all be at a function and we play some random game and these motherfuckers just learned this shit at this game. And they've been together longer than everybody else at the function. Got you looking at them like, and you and your person that you might be at the function with, y'all only been talking like 3 months. And y'all knew that about each other. Because y'all talk. Ugly ass people. I done got mad. I'm hot. Shit, let me get out the sun. Piss me off. The sun will piss you off. That's what it is. It make you mad. Make you just want to start testing. That's what, it just pissed me off. That's what happened. Goddamn sun. For real. Whatever happened to the golden rule when it comes to your topic, it's the same shit for me. You need to start selling this stuff through your own Amazon deal. You get paid for referring to sell through that vendor. You choose. Okay, put that bitch on. I'm gonna screenshot that because no, my stupid ass don't be remembering shit. There, I got it. They want someone to speak their love language and don't acknowledge theirs. Yes, and that's a real thing. And then then they will. My favorite too, because this is a thing. This some bullshit. You ever talked about your love language with someone? They got a different one, and then they want to tell you about your love language. I just told you my damn love language. So if it's words of affirmation, you don't get to be like, well, you know, I don't really do all of that talking. So if you need all of that, like, you might want to work on your love language because should nobody have to tell you all of that. Because for real, I could just tell you some bullshit and then you're not about to change my goddamn love language.
Okay, so my question is, what do you want when you tell somebody your love language? Because you're saying, as far as if you tell somebody, normally that person is telling you about themselves and not you saying, okay, well, I'm trying to understand that. You are talking about still your love language.
Ask the question again, because yeah.
What are...
No, you got it. No, you good. I'm trying to... answer it how I'm hearing it, and I don't know if I'm hearing it right. So yeah, just ask it again. I feel like, okay, let me try to repeat what I think you're asking. Are you asking what do you gain from learning someone else's love language? Is that what you're asking?
Not what do you gain,
Okay.
but as far as when you are telling somebody your love, you know, you tell me your love language right now, okay, what's the affirmation? I'll be like, well, mine are acts of service.
Gotcha.
So just saying, if you are talking to your person about that, you are gonna express what you are.
Yes, of course.
So then, when are you supposed to grasp on to loving someone that way, or you are supposed to now what? You know what I'm saying? Because if they're saying this is how I love, and you're saying well this is how I love, and you don't want to be like, well, I don't want to just.
But see, no, baby, that's what it is. No, so your love language is not how you love; it's how you're loved.
Right. So then, what are you supposed to do for the person that's telling you how they receive?
So like you, if yours is acts of service, right, then that lets me know that instead, like how I need to be talked to, I don't come and talk to you to love you. I need to go show you some shit because that's your love language, and you've explained that to me.
So now you are, when you said don't sit here and not talk about it, but if you are telling somebody your love language, they are now changing for you to have to love you, right?
Well, no, not changing. So now I get what you're saying. Okay, so this is what it would be. What it would be is, for example, it would be changing if you've decided it's too much. You ever heard a man, ever heard a couple, they'll be in a relationship and the man is kind of quiet, mute when we see him, but when they're together, they talk, and then he'd be like, well, I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning, I wasn't really talkative, but I kind of opened up as we got together because she kind of needs more vocal. Now, he was open to doing so. Prior to that, he may have only been with chicks that didn't require him to talk. But he loved her enough, because that's when the love kick in. When you love a person, you're open to that. Because love is patient, love is kind, da-da-da-da. So when you got love involved, if you love a person and you're willing to love them the way they need to be loved, that ain't to say everything that you do in your love don't do. But it's just that if this person's love language, like for example, me, is the words of affirmation, and you want physical touch, you don't get to walk up and I'm upset and I want to talk about it and you want to hug me. Because that's not going to fucking do nothing for me. If that's your love language, fine. So if you mad, I'm going to suck a little dick. You're going to be happy. But that ain't my damn love language. Now, and then that also means that we still got to talk. If my love language is the communication, that means that we're going to have to come into a compromise. I still need to talk. You still need a little dick sucking. So we need to talk about it. You get a little dick sucking. Not the other way around, though.
I feel like it don't happen like that, though. You know?
It doesn't, and this because no one communicates.
Like, well, the way that I love is by you coming over here holding my hand and loving on me. But if all you're doing is keep still telling the other person, well, this is how I love, this is how I love, this is how I love, I feel like it's never corrected.
Yes, but imagine, you in a relationship, so this is perfect. Let's start with y'all. And then, so we're going to use the live as the class. Y'all the class. I'm about to talk about a class with her and her man. And then y'all tell me. Imagine when you first met Juan. Just fresh out. And y'all went to a class. Y'all didn't go to the movies. Y'all didn't go out to dates. None of that bullshit. Y'all went and sat in a class and studied each other. Y'all discussed the wants and desires of y'all life. Y'all discussed what y'all wanted in love. Y'all talked about how y'all would love and all of that. Then y'all passed the class and got into a relationship. Do you feel like that relationship would fail if you'd have did it that way? Exactly. We don't do that. We don't.
Class out here to be like, hey, let's go ahead and do this.
Let me tell you why. The class is dating. Nobody dates. Dating is literally to collect data. That's the whole point of a date, to get information. But what we out dating for all the wrong reasons, or not dating. Dates have now turned into pulling up, rubbing on each other, and fucking. No communication, no nothing. So we wasting time. Now you done dated a motherfucker 6 months and fell for him. Really not even. But you ain't even fell for him. You done got used to him. Think about it. You will work at a job for 6 days and get used to the coworkers.
Right.
You don't gotta love them or nothing. Now you miss them and you don't even work there. So now you done spent 6 months dating this motherfucker, not getting to know him, not adjusting, not communicating about shit. Now you're used to him. You've adapted to him. Y'all don't like each other. Y'all don't know shit about each other, and now you're pregnant. Not you. I'm saying because that's the shit that happened. Yeah. Now y'all got now we gotta make it work for the kid, and it didn't work before y'all fucked.
Right.
But no one's doing that.
So we're dating wrong.
We're dating wrong. if we're dating at all.
See, when I go to the movies, we silent. Like, my eyes is closed.
Yep, see, and they agree. So that's the problem. We're not doing that. We ain't talking about it. We're not spending enough time talking. But then it depends on the caliber of the man. Because remember, I was at the barbershop, and I said, when I'm on dates, I'm asking questions. Jason was like, oh, well, I don't want to feel like I'm, what did he say, being interrogated on the date, so I wouldn't even want to date you. Oh, and then I let him know. I said, and that's good to let me know that, because you're letting me know you're not serious. A man with a plan would be okay to answering questions. My daddy told me I should be quiet on dates and let the man talk, because a man with a plan gonna have one, and he gonna spill them beans. Because if he got a plan for you in your life, he gonna let your ass know that. It's these niggas without a plan that's the one sitting there staring at you and all that bullshit. And a man with a plan is some sexy shit. Because if he got a plan, you gonna be covered. Because if he's covering himself, he gonna cover you. He's showing you he can cover you because he's covering himself. And the best thing to compare it to is a party. You ever been invited to a party and you didn't have to bring shit? You just went and had a good time? Or you been invited to a party and like, well, bring a covered dish. Or worse, you on your way to the party and they call you, can you pick this up and this up and this up and this up? That's letting you know, yeah, you ain't gonna be covered. You ain't lied not once, sis. So all I'm saying, and it's so funny too, because a dude the other day was like, and all you do is sit on the internet and seek validation from all them other bitches, and they just a bunch of lonely, sad, bitter bitches too. And I had to laugh because I went through a lot of the people that follow me. Shit, number one is 61,000. It ain't 61,000 bitter motherfuckers following me. Like, stop the madness. The fuck, number one. And then number two, I went through a lot of these people. No, they're not. I learned that a person that, what is it? A person that does not want to agree with what you said because they didn't say it will make you try to sound like a fool. That's the thing. So it was one of them, because he didn't say it, but it made sense. He gonna try to make me feel a way about what I said, as if what I said wasn't cool or something. Yeah, almost like gaslight, mama. Like the opposite or something.
That's my thing about it. I just want to be heard. You know, you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because men will be like, well, all women want to do is complain. Yes, we do. Because we have needs. So why don't you change the format and act like we're babies? If your baby was crying, you wouldn't just let your baby cry, but you'll let your woman complain. If your baby crying, it's only a few things wrong. That motherfucker's hungry, it wants some fucking attention, or it needs to be fed. Chances are that's what the fuck wrong with us. But men don't give a fuck about that, but want us to shut up and obey. We might as well all be on a motherfucking combine wearing motherfucking sheets if we gonna act like that in society. The fuck? That's crazy. People have a tendency to want instant gratification by forming a physical relationship first, so they feel like they're getting something out of it. And it's funny that you say that, because something else, this is how I also know people can pretend like being attracted to others and all of that don't matter. But everybody know, okay, so yesterday was the 4th, right? That barbecue. What do the unks say? Oh, you got you a bad one. You don't never hear them niggas be like, well, what does she do and all that. They don't give a fuck. Is she bad? Is he bad? Oh, your new nigga handsome. I was hearing all the family talking about looks. So people can pretend like sexualization ain't the thing, but that's what they say. Yeah, I had to get rid of my old one, but you see my new one, a bad one. They care about what you drive, how you dress, all of that. You literally could be a whole homeless bum, but if you'd arrived at the barbecue with the Louis bag and the fucking Apple Watch, you'd have looked like you was on and together, and your life is in fucking shambles. But for one day only, you look amazing. And people are judging you off that. So people can act like physical attraction doesn't matter, and that don't judge a book by its cover is a real statement. But you only want to buy the book based off the cover. If I went in the store right now and the book looks shitty, I'm not even picking it up. So you can front and act like that cover don't matter, but there's a reason why hardbacks have a beautiful illustrated cover on them. Fuck out of here. If my woman complaining she ungrateful, I don't even want to think about what he's saying. Some people let their babies cry for real. Yes, they do. Good afternoon, Queen. Hi, Andre. If you make them feel like it's their idea, it's a great idea. If it's my idea, then it's a bad idea. Yeah, ain't that some shit? Yep. I agree. The fuck you complaining for if you love yourself? Oh, that must be Gino's ass. It's the, you remember that one? Ugh. When a man finally agrees with one of my intellectual questions, it'd be like, if you never went to college, you sure do need to. Finally, an educated answer. Damn. What a woman does for a living and her goals are very important to me. And yes, like, you would hear some men, actually discussing that they want their women to have goals and all of that. And it's just like, I don't know. This is another favorite for me right now, is men getting on posts and being like, it's good men standing right in your face, but you're too busy chasing the other ones to notice. So if you're a good man and you ain't made yourself known to me to come and get me as a good woman, then you ain't a fucking good man. I'm not gonna feel no way about that. A good man is not gonna allow himself to not go and get a good woman. What is it, predator to prey? Good women should be prey to good men. So if you a good man and you see a good woman and you don't want her, then something wrong with you. Because us as women, what they say, men marry who they want and women marry who they can. So when men get on posts and be like, well, that's the women, that's the men you choose. Yeah, because those are the men that chose us too. You do realize that, right? Because I've hollered at plenty of men that have turned me down because I have kids. Kids I made with men. And let society tell it I should go approach a man that has no kids. But men with no kids are telling us they do not want bitches with a bunch of kids. So, I mean, do y'all just all want us to not have anybody? Just tell the truth. Fuck it. They make it out of black men gay anyway. So they want all the black men to have sex with each other and all the black women to continue being loud because we're mad. Because we loud. Because we fucking mad. We're going to stay loud. Because we still fucking mad. What is wrong with y'all? A good man doesn't mean the right man either. Ain't that right, Candace? May not be that he ain't a good man. He just scared. I want a good ready man. Hey, when you going for that modeling gig, because I need a hair trim. I have a natural hair. Hey, when you going for that modeling gig, because I need a hair trim. That's in November. There we go. Got his ass out of there. Hate him. Love the outfit you had on yesterday at the concert. Thank you. Thank you very much. But yes, we cooking and my phone is doing that thing where it's too hot. You know how the phone get. So yeah, I'm about to get up here because it's hot. My whole screen hot. Sure. And I don't want to start doing that melt shit. But great live. Hope to see you guys tonight at 9. I'll be back.